Hey guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Psalm 137 is perhaps one of the most depressing psalms found in the book of Psalms. And it has to do with the time when the Jews found themselves in Babylonian exile. And I would like to read a portion of it to you just to kind of put it fresh on your mind so that we can make comment in a moment. It says, "By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and wept, when we remembered Zion. Upon the willows in the midst of it we hung our harps. For there our captors demanded of us songs, and our tormentors mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How can we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, may my right hand forget her skill. May my tongue cling to the roof of my mouth. If I do not remember you, if I do not exalt Jerusalem above my chief joy." So there by the rivers of Babylon, apparently the Babylonians were encouraging them to sing the songs of Zion, to sing the songs that they used to sing at the feasts and the times when they would gather together there in Jerusalem. And it says, we just hung up our harps. We hung them up on the willows because, how can we sing the songs of the Lord or the Lord's song in a foreign land? It just doesn't seem appropriate. And we don't want to risk forgetting Jerusalem. In other words, if we continue to sing these songs, but now in a foreign land, they might lose that connection that they had to Jerusalem. And they might collect more memories or more fresh memories with this now foreign land that we find ourselves in. And we don't want to forget Jerusalem. We would prefer to not even be able to play the instrument anymore, for our right hand to forget their skill, and for us to not even be able to sing, that our tongues would cling to the roof of our mouths, and for us to forget Jerusalem. So surely we don't want to sing these songs anymore. And as we reflect on Psalm 137, maybe we can relate to the situation that the Jews found themselves in. Because oftentimes we find ourselves in exile. It might be physical exile. Many people, especially in this day and age, are in physical exile. They're either exiled because they have COVID, and so they have been quarantined because of the fact that they are sick. Maybe because of physical weakness, they're not able to move around or get out, so they're exiled to their beds or to a hospital room, something like that. Or maybe because they have come into contact with another person who has COVID and therefore they're quarantining themselves. Or maybe because of health issues of their own, they're quarantined and therefore physically exiled, physically taken away from other people, and maybe even more specifically, the people of God. Maybe there's people who are watching who are experiencing mental exile. Maybe more specifically, emotional exile, because of emotional things that they're dealing with. Maybe the loss of a loved one recently, or depression that comes along with that, or anxiety about everything that's going on in the world. And mentally, we just check out. We're disconnected from other people because we're so carried away with our thoughts and the things that we're wrestling with internally, that we are in a sense exiled, set apart, separated from everyone else. Or maybe it's even spiritual exile. That is, we feel separated even from the God that we loved, the God that seemed so near to us, the one that we really had experienced such a real feeling of his presence in so many occasions, but now he seems so far away. Maybe because we've drifted from him, maybe because of some sin that we've committed, something we feel guilty about, but we feel spiritually exiled, and we just don't feel close to the Lord like we used to. So whether it's physical, mental, or spiritual, there are times when we find ourselves in a similar situation. We feel exiled. The question is, are we going to hang up our harps? Are we going to hang up our harps on the willows? Are we going to cease singing the songs of Zion in those times of exile? Now, sometimes it is a bit inappropriate for people to expect us to be joyful in times of hardship. That's kind of what the Babylonians were doing. Hey, cheer up, sing us one of those songs of Zion. And that is definitely something that can be inappropriate sometimes when we're wrestling with things, when we're dealing with some very hard stuff in our lives, and then people just want us to put on a happy face. Sometimes that's not a really good expectation to have of people who are going through a hard time. But it might be that we do ourselves need to encourage ourselves maybe to pick up our harps again. It might actually cause us to cheer up again if we return back to the things of Zion, go back to the things of the Lord, and not hang up our harps, but find a way, some way, to lift up our lips, lift up our hearts in praise, to open our mouths to sing songs of praise to the Lord that can remind us of the love of God, the grace of God, the mercy of God, the provision of God. It might just be that if the Jews had picked up their harps and maybe began to play the songs of Zion, maybe it would have sparked something in their hearts that would have given them hope, that would have given them encouragement, even in that situation of exile. And it might just be the case for us as well. If we go back to our hearts, pick up our worship to the Lord, sing the songs of Zion, it could cause us to once again draw close to the Lord. It might cause us once again to remember the things about the Lord that encouraged us and gave us hope in times past. It might actually help us get through the exile situation that we find ourselves in. So today, I would encourage you to pick up your harps once again. Take them off of the willows. Begin to worship the Lord again. Whether it's in a song, literally a song, or it's in a prayer that you lift up to Him, a prayer of worship and love for God. Whether it's just having a heart filled with love for the Lord as you draw close to Him, whatever the case may be, pick up your harps, and maybe it will bring consolation. Maybe it'll bring joy once again. Maybe it will spring up peace within our hearts once again and help us get through the dark times. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.